Yeah, well, yeah, no, not quite. No. As it was, I never got assigned over there. But
there you go.
I went to Jackson, Tennessee in about around 1966. And from there, they sent me to Jackson, Mississippi. And I was there till about August of 69. And then they sent me up to Omaha. But I didn't have to go to Vietnam. I had a couple of brothers that were there. One of my brothers was a chief boatswain's mate. He pulled some riverboat duty over there. And then I had a young brother in the Air Force. He was a lineman in the Air Force. He was there. So, but I didn't have to go.
Well, I'm glad you didn't have to go too. And the big thing is, and TJ, you guys can jump in on this. One of the things that I think that our contact with extraterrestrials and what have you is very important in helping us move forward as a species of Earthlings to where we don't instantaneously think that the way to solve this or that is to go to war. I'm looking forward to direct contact and full disclosure and being a part of helping that take place. And I'd love to hear other people that are involved, because so often I run into a situation where people that I knew and had talked with that I got information from having to do with direct contact, and then they up and they die on us, and then we lose that information. So my big push is anyone out there that happens to dial in and listen to some of us talk, it is time to come forward, because there's enough of us that so long as you stick with the truth and tell the truth, this was a story my mother always said, so long as you're telling the truth, you're going to be okay. The only thing is, in the things we were involved with, TJ, sometimes we had to keep the truth to ourselves for a while because we weren't allowed to talk about it. Isn't that about right? So keep the secrets until it's time to disclose. And,
go ahead. Maybe that's what we can do, guys. Ben Pelham with Ken R. Johnston here, talking Navy talk and military talk. I've got this ACO Association and UFO Association combining for the ACO Club. Now, it's up for people. We've got to put some more information, but Ben, write down acoclub.app. That's our address for our newsletter we're putting out, and we're going to have our magazine called, we're bringing all the forces together, all the old reserves, whatever they want to share in Sea Air Mariner, Air Force Marines, Army, Navy, Air Force Marines, even Coast Guard if they want, and then the new Space Force and Space Command, so we can meet other people and have a lot of our retirees. They may or may not want to be enthusiasts or independent. Something's making a lot of noise, isn't it?
Oh, TJ, did you say ACO Club?
Club.
And what was the last part of it, please?
APP.
ACP, right? Okay.
ACO.
All right, I'll look into that. And when Ken gave me the hookup to you, I was surprised when I found out you was a woman. TJ, I thought, well, that's okay too, you know. But I thought TJ was going to be a man. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. I hope you don't mind. You know, TJ, that's one of the reasons I use it. But my books are under Teresa with a THERESA.
Yeah.
But now Thomas Becker here, my general manager and producer here with helping us in radio, he's agreeing with me. It may be easier to use TJ Morris. But let me let Tom, it's your turn to talk, Thomas, about your Navy experience here with Ben. And we can have him go look at that Allied Command. But talk to Ben a minute about all our forces and then disclosure, if you will. And he can pull up that beautiful magazine you did, Tom, acoclub.app for application. That just is the last three instead of com, org, or net. But Ahmad, can you unmute? I'm looking at your magazine right now.
It can be found up on Kindle under Allied Command Organization. It'll come up.
Let me go through. I'm going to try to pull it up. Okay. Kindle.
Bill, you said you got out in '76. That's when I got out.
Ben.
Yeah, it was 1976. That's when I retired in May of '76.
Yeah, I followed the Saratoga around a little bit. I was on a Harry E. Arnell, and we played life buoy watch for the Saratoga a few times.
Yeah, well, we've been close to each other several times. It took a while to link up, but I'm glad I know you now. And TJ, it's really nice to know that you're there too. And,
thank you.
And maybe
that was the idea about having this club, is because like-minded people like to be around other people who kind of think the same as they do,
Yeah. Well, a lot of times I'm not being facetious, but some people don't do a lot of thinking. As my brother was talking to me about some of his kids, and he said they're all airheads. They don't want to know anything, But me, I want to find out everything I can about everything, So I think it's good
I agree with that.
People.
See, that's part of the disinformation campaign that the powers that be have put into the UFO. Of course, when there's a UFO sighting, you got normal people who see it and then report it, and then you'll end up having with they'll stick somebody in there that's got a 5th grade level of intelligence going, I was probed by these guys, and so you don't really know who to believe.
I know what you mean, but I know that this research into this subject I literally can't get enough of it. I research all the time on it, and I'm just glad I ran into you guys. Maybe I can expand a little bit here, but learning is what it's all about.
We're trying to do that, We're trying to bring more credibility to the UFO. See, I've never seen one, so I mean, I've seen a light in space when I was in the Navy, but other than that, I've never seen a UFO. I've never met an alien. I've met quite a few people who claim to be aliens, and interviewed quite a few people who claim to, do this and that. But personally, I've never seen one, but I still believe,
I do too. There's just so much information out there pointing in the same direction that it's almost impossible to deny it. There's so many so many people that are reputable talking about it, and at some point you say it is or it is not, and I've reached that point where it is in my mind. It's reality that they are there. The universe is full of it. I watch do a lot of research on the people who study the maps of, I guess, Galileo and NASA, and they've learned how to kind of reveal what NASA has covered up in many cases. There's a lot of people out there working really hard, and one of them is Roger, INKC. He calls himself Roger in Kansas City on the YouTube. And Ken, that's the guy I told you about the insectoids. Especially
I've seen some of his videos.
Yeah, I sent them over to you, and it was, I believe they called it a big space fleet in the Himalayas, something like that was the title of one of them. And Roger states, and I've seen, he's got so many videos all pointing in the same direction that I believe him. And he shows, he uses Google Earth, and then he uses a magnification, a camera application or something on top of that till he can get just enough of it you can see what it is. And he says that he shows a lot of the spaceships, I mean lots of them lined up, and he said that he estimated them, and this is really something, he said in the hundreds of thousands that are there in the Himalayas. And that one video alone is amazing. The other one is on the Kabab Indian Reservation in North Arizona. He shows a colony there. He says there's several colonies there, but this particular colony has a lot of spaceships are parked out front on it also, and they're all apparently living underground. They act just like something like Yellow Jackets would, you know. They live underground. He goes down into Patagonia, South America, into Canada, over into Europe, and he keeps finding these same beings are here. He said they're basically in all of our parks. He's found them in the out in Arizona there, the Grand Canyon. He's found a whole bunch of stuff out there. There's a lot of carving on the cliffs, sculpture work that they do. They do the same thing in Patagonia. They carve. Some of these things are hundreds of feet up the side of a mountain. They will carve, you know, but they all, the common thread in them, they all live in the ground, and in some cases you can see the spaceships out front. So not to beat that to death, but I would recommend that all of you go there. Ken, I guess you've been back since the first time. It's very, very interesting stuff. So what Roger is showing us is we have aliens living here on Earth, one example of them. And I've seen so much of it that they're here. I know they're here, you know. So anyway, I'm talking too much. I'll apologize for that.
No, that's how we learn, and I haven't heard any of that, so
yeah,
that's good. Do you write up your research?
You want to see some real good stuff, the Mars Anomaly on YouTube has some awesome pictures of Mars and that, and how he shows different stuff that NASA covers up and how they go about doing it and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen some of his work. You're right about that. And there's a guy named The Real Jimmy Rogers, Jimmy Roberts 1. The Real Jimmy Roberts 1 he has a YouTube channel, and he's really good working with Photoshop and whatnot, and taking some of looking under the layers there in Mars, and even on the moon he's done some work and exposed some things that weren't readily showing up there. And another guy named...
Yeah, I do that myself. I do that myself for personal reasons. I don't put YouTube videos out or nothing, but I do quite a bit of...
I got you, okay.
And Gigapan and, and Paint Shop and... Well, they call it Photoshop. Mine's called Paint Shop, but it's, does the same thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's
I'll
a
go
lot
check
of people
out
working hard
UFO
out there.
videos, too, and see if they're fake or not.
And so you're not
posting I do that for my personal
stuff on YouTube?
No, no.
Okay.
I just do it for my personal understanding and knowledge,
I see. Well, if you want to share some of that stuff, put her up there. I would like to see it if you wouldn't mind letting us look at it,
I don't even save most of it. I just go check it out. And I know there's so many anomalies on the moon and on Mars, it's ridiculous. And some of the things here on the Earth are pretty outstanding, too. You got like the Eye of Africa, that more than likely used to be Atlantis. I don't know if you know where that is.
I'm not so sure about that. Did you say the Eye of North Africa? Yeah.
And it's pretty awesome. And if you look at it, you can tell that that's more than likely where Atlantis was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not so sure that about that particular place, but I